Welcome to STACHE Sports episode 45. Wow, 45 episodes. That's a lot of episodes. That's the first time Trump became president in 45, but we don't talk about politics on this channel. Today I woke up to news of James Harrison in a podcast talking about his old quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, and it was not good. James Harrison said that Big Ben Roethlisberger was not a good teammate or a good person, and teammate, and shouldn't be speaking about Steelers football and giving a mic if they have like a reunion or something. But that's a lot of stuff to say about your quarterback, but he's not a good teammate. And why are you coming out now when Roethlisberger's been retired for 5 years now, for a long time? I think longer than 5 years. Roethlisberger could be a first ballot Hall of Famer next year. But why bring this up now? But Roethlisberger was a good teammate. And yes, maybe he wasn't a good teammate. Maybe he wasn't inviting people out to dinner or going over to his house to have fun or stuff like other quarterbacks do. But Roethlisberger did take us to 2 Super Bowls, and that's all that really matters to me, is the Super Bowl wins. Who knows, if Roethlisberger would have gone somewhere else, he might have took another team to 2 Super Bowls, even though he's not a good quarterback. And a lot of people say about Aaron Rodgers wasn't a good quarterback, but he is not a good person as a quarterback either. But we'll see. I mean, Roethlisberger, I think, was a good teammate and good player. He shortly showed up on the sidelines and helped him win Super Bowl 40. And also helped James Harrison finally get a Super Bowl ring in Super Bowl 43. But what's for Roethlisberger? Who knows if James Harrison didn't even have a Super Bowl ring? I know Roethlisberger, like he said, if Roethlisberger wasn't a good teammate, oh well, that's tough. But at least Roethlisberger led us to 2 Super Bowls. And who knows, if we hadn't had Roethlisberger, we might still have 4 Super Bowls and not the 6 like we are tied to the New England Patriots. So he wasn't a good teammate, oh well. I mean, he was a good player and a good athlete. That's all that matters. I mean, sometimes he might want a better teammate in the locker room to help chemistry, but he wasn't a locker room cancer, I don't think. That's the way I interpreted James Harrison and make it sound that Roethlisberger's not a good guy at all with locker room cancer, but I don't think he's even that. Maybe he didn't invite you over to his house, like I said, a party or whatever, but oh well. At least he led us to 2 Super Bowl wins and had a really good career, and is the first ballot Hall of Famer, even if he wasn't the best teammates. It's going to be interesting to see now if other teammates come out and try to defend Roethlisberger or supported James Harrison, since it just came out recently when James Harrison talked about it. But it'll be interesting to see how this goes forward. But that's the biggest news at the NFL today. And the Seattle Seahawks are also having an NFL parade today in Seattle, the second Super Bowl parade. That's quite impressive. I saw that it had a keg of beer on it, but we'll see. Other than that, there's really no other sports news right now. I know the NFL Combine's coming up, and I'm going to start looking at this and seeing what positions the Steelers need. I really do think they need receivers. And yes, I know people are going to say they need a quarterback, but I think they might want to try Will Howard first. Will Howard was a 6th-round pick, and yes, I know a lot of 6th-round picks don't pan out well, but Will Howard did win a championship at Ohio State. Even though he did have a stacked team, people can say, he did still win a national championship with the Ohio State Buckeyes. So that's something to accomplishment to try. Besides Mendoza this year, I don't really know if there's any good quarterbacks that could be franchise quarterbacks or even Super Bowl better. Not much better go on paper right now than Will Howard. I think they should get Will Howard to try first. Even if Rodgers comes back this year, Will Howard should be number 2 and maybe try the quarterback next year, because apparently next year's draft is supposed to be a lot more stacked of quarterbacks. And then they could take a flyer or maybe like a Drew Allerby later on, but I don't think they should waste the 1st-round pick on a Ty Simpson quarterback. I don't think Ty Simpson from Alabama will be a good quarterback in the pros, but I could be wrong. I know that's just my view. I really think they should draft receivers, and I'll be looking more into the receiver depth in the draft to see who we get. Also, I think we need to sign more receivers. No matter who the quarterback is next year, it's Will Howard, Ty Simpson, or no matter if it's Will Howard, a new rookie, or anybody, we're going to need more receivers. Because last year, we saw what happened when we didn't have receivers. DK Metcalf was our only receiver, and the games he wasn't there, we didn't look so good. So we need more receivers this year. We need to have Pat Freiermuth getting more open, and Darnell Washington and Johnny Smith are on the team. But we do need more receivers in the draft, and need to draft more receivers. And a lot of these teams, like the Buccaneers, got a receiver from Tampa Bay. He's the 3rd receiver who was one of the better rookie receivers this year. So we need to draft somebody, because I think this year's receiver class is a lot more better than this year's quarterback class. And I think that's a more area of need. Or maybe get more defensive lineman help behind Cam Hayward, not offensive lineman. But we will see when the draft comes up. I'll talk more about that later on when the draft comes up. But right now, we are in the Olympics. the USA has a real strong chance to win gold this year for the first time, like I said, since the 1980 Miracle on Ice when they beat Team Russia. I hope they can get gold. It's been a really long time. The Four Nations were good last year. It came down between Canada and the US, I believe, and Canada won with Sidney Crosby. Even though I like Sidney Crosby, that's back there in Roxburgher, I'm rooting against Sidney Crosby now because I'm a true-blooded American, and I'm not going to root for Team Canada because I'm a true-blooded American, but congratulations to him. Here is the team. We got Matt Bodley from Minnesota Wild. I don't know much about him. We got Kyle O'Connor from the Winnipeg Jets. O'Connor's pretty good. He looks pretty good for the Winnipeg Jets, even though they're in Canada. We got Jack Eichel for the Vegas Golden Knights. Jack Eichel could be one of the players to watch in this year's Olympics. Jack Eichel is one of the young hot shots right now in the NHL. It could be one of the young players to watch in this. It could be one of the players to watch. Or Jake Gensel. Jake Gensel was good for the. Oh, he's on the. Jake Gensel was good for the Penguins when he played there as a good winger. He could be another player to watch out for. This is a stacked team this year. I really do think they could have a real strong chance to win gold. They open tomorrow against Latvia in Group C stage play. It's group stage play right now, but they should be able to beat Latvia. But anyway, let's go on. We got Jack Hughes from the New Jersey Devils. Jack Hughes is probably one of the better Devil players and will help the USA team roster. This is a good addition for the USA team roster. I'm so glad they have NHL players now. It's going to make it more fun to watch all your superstars compete for your team. And then we got Clayton Keller from the Utah Mammoth, who used to play for the Arizona Coyotes. Keller is one of the better players. I mean, he's only one of the decent Arizona players right now. We got Larkin from the Detroit Red Wings. He's pretty good too. Larkin's pretty good. That's going to be a good setup so far. Austin Matthews, who's young and hot from Toronto. He's one of the young hot players who got drafted really high and is looking really good for Toronto, even though Toronto Maple Leafs can never get into the finals and have a curse. But Austin Matthews is looking really good. Compared to this team, I think Austin Matthews could have been another name to watch. Brock Nelson from the Colorado Avalanche, he's pretty good too. Tegan Thompson, Chage Thompson, that's pretty good too. But the most important ones are Brady Tkachuk and Matthew Tkachuk, brothers. Brady Tkachuk plays at Ottawa Senators and Matthew plays at the Florida Panthers. I remember watching the Four Nations, and the Tkachuk brothers are one of the main reasons why the USA made it all the way to the finals of the Four Nations last year. And I think the Tkachuk brothers could have a bigger game again this year. It's nice to see brothers play and hope they can help Team USA go for gold. And I think it's going to come down between either USA, Canada, or USA and Finland. Or Sweden, excuse me. And then here, those are all our forwards that I just talked about. So that's a stacked team for forwards. That's a good lineup so far. Here's our defensive men, which we know defensive win championships. We got Brock Faber from Minnesota Wild. We got Noah Harfman from the Vegas Golden Knights. We got Quentin Hughes from the Minnesota Wild. Quentin Hughes is pretty good. We got Charlie McAvoy from the Boston Bruins. McAvoy is one of the better Bruins defenders, so that's good. Let's hope the defense can be strong and stop goals so the USA can finally win gold for the first time since 1980. We got Seth Jones from Florida and Jake Sanderson from Ottawa. We got Jacob Salvin from Carolina and Zach Winsky from Columbus and Jackson Loco from the Anaheim Ducks. Connor Hellebuck is the Winnipeg's goaltender, and Jake Ottinger are goaltenders, and Jeremy Swayman from Boston. That is a stacked goaltender room. That is a stacked goaltender room. I mean, Connor Hellebuck is one of the better Jet goaltenders and one of the better goaltenders in all of NHL. Jake Ottinger is another good goaltender for Dallas, so that's a good deadly punch. And then we have the third one, and Jeremy Swayman. That's one of the young and upcomers for the Boston Bruins. That's looking good for the Boston Bruins goaltending. So the goaltending is pretty good, and the defense is pretty good. The forwards are pretty good too. Good, and Austin Matthews is served as team captain, and it's one of the top scorers in the NHL this season. So that's good. Let's hope he can continue scoring ways since he's one of the top scorers this year in hockey. Because that's something that that's something that Team USA needs, is that, and they need the Tkachuk brothers to show up like they did in the Four Nations. But Team Canada is going to be one of the teams to beat because they got a lot of good players like Sidney Crosby. They got Sidney Crosby from the Penguins. He's a captain from Team Canada. He's one of the better players, and this could be his last Olympics. I do like watching him win when he's in the Penguins, but this time I'm going to be rooting against him because I'm rooting for Team USA, and I hope Team USA wins, but they have a stacked team. I mean, they got him and Connor McDavid, probably the two best centers in all of NHL, are playing for Team Canada. That's a stacked team. That's a team that is going to be on the podium, no matter if it's gold, silver, or bronze. They got Nathan MacKinnon from Colorado, and Nathan MacKinnon is MVP of the Four Nations Face-Off from last year. He was one of the better players of Team Canada, but even though we weren't ready for him, he was one of the better players. And we got some guy from the Sharks. That's a teenage standout breakout. Rookie. That's great. And teenage standout. He might be one of the better players that's under the radar for Team Canada. We got Mitch Marner from the Vegas Golden Knights. He is one of the better players, Mitch Marner. He used to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but got traded to Vegas Golden Knights, and it's looking really good for the Vegas Golden Knights this year. We got Brad Marchand. Marchard's pretty good, but it's going to be interesting to see because I don't think they can allow fights in the NHL. Marchard like to do a lot of fights. I don't know if they can allow fights. I don't know if they allow fights in the Olympic Games, but Marchard like to do a lot of fights. But he's going to be good. Brandon Point, former Tampa Bay Lightning, is another good center. Sam Reinhart from the Florida is a reliable top six scorer. Mark Stone from Vegas Golden Knights is another veteran two-way forward. So that's pretty good. They have all these superstars. It's going to be hard for the USA to beat them, but I think with Austin Matthews and company, and the Kachucks, and Jake Gensel and company, I think they have a good chance of beating them this year. But they have a lot of superstars. They got Nick Sawicki got Tom Wilson. And the thing about Tom Wilson is going to be playing on the same team as Sidney Crosby, one of their ultimate rivals. We got Savelli for the Lightning, and we got Brandon Hagel for the Lightning. A lot of Tampa Bay Lightning players are playing for Team Canada. We got Caleb McCarr, Colorado, defense. We got Drew Daughtry, Devin Towles, Joe Theodore. They got a pretty good stacked defense too for Canada. That's probably why a lot of these veterans are betting for Team Canada to make it to the finals. We got Bridgeton as goaltender, Darcy Kemper, and Logan Thompson. Logan Thompson and Darcy Kemper are okay as goaltenders. Jordan Bingham's the one that's going to be the main star probably for Team Canada. I do think that USA probably outrank. I think Team USA, in my humble opinion, has better goaltender depth than Team Canada, but I could be wrong. I think offense and defense are both equally matched. So it's going to be a good series. Team Sweden's the other one that has a lot of players. So far, Sidney Crosby is one of the dependent players. Sidney Crosby is one of the Penguin players that's in the thing, and we have other players playing for other teams. The picks for Penguins do not have any United States players playing in this one. They might be coaches or other stuff. Like I think our general manager Kyle Dubas has something to do with Team Canada. There might be other coaches and other stuff that are doing stuff with Team USA, but there's no current players. There's no current players besides other players. Like Crosby plays for Team Canada. He plays for Team Canada. And then somebody else is playing for another team. Sidney Crosby plays for Team Canada. Damn. And other players play for other teams. We do not have anybody that's in the Olympics from our United States team. Like I said. We got Sidney Crosby for Team Canada. I know we got Eric Carlson and Mark Raquel on Team Sweden. That's the other one. And then our goaltender, Arthur Shelops, is on his respective team. Latvia. So we'll be going against, so Team USA will be going against Arthur Shelops tomorrow. Arthur Shelops is playing in net. Thank you for watching my videos, you Stashers, or my Stash fan club. Now we'll talk about, our Peach Fuzzies that are watching this, we'll talk about the Olympics. I can't wait for USA to start tomorrow against Team Latvia. And yes, I know you might be going against Arthur Shelops. He's looking really good for the Penguins. And might help his team look good. And we have other Penguins like Carlson and on Team Sweden. But I'm in for Team USA even though we have Penguin players on those teams. Even though we have Penguin players on those teams. The USA women's hockey team is looking really good. They won 5-0 yesterday and have moved on to the next stage. Let's hope the USA women's hockey team can continue winning and win gold and get us another gold medal. That'll be really appreciated. Oops, don't want to look at that. Here's the stuff that happened on Tuesday. Here's the stuff that happened on Tuesday at the Olympics. Sweden beat Japan in women's hockey 4-0. Germany won 2-1 against Italy. The United States, I said, won 5-0 and looking really good. The United States, I don't think, has let up a goal all year. I don't think the United States has let up a goal all through all group stages of women's hockey. And yes, they did play Team Canada and played good teams. I don't think they've let up one goal. That's pretty good. Let's hope they continue that and bring home gold. I don't remember the last time the USA women's won gold. I need to look that up before I talk about it more. We had a women's team of combined skiing. The United States got bronze in this. It wasn't Breezy Johnson, her team, that got it. It was Raquel Wiles and Paula Mortensen that got the bronze. Germany got medal. Germany got gold. Germany got silver, and Australia got gold. Then we had the men's bathroom. And we had speed skating, sprint skating. Sweden won it, and Sweden won that. We had curling last night, and USA won bronze in curling. Good job for USA winning bronze in curling. That team looked really good this year for the United States, who won bronze in curling last night. We had freestyle skating, and the United States, Alex Hall came in second, and Norway, Brecht Ruud came in first. In the women's singles final, luge, Ashley Fridham won a gold medal. And I think that's the first gold medal. Ashley won bronze, or silver. No, wait. Gold, bronze. Won bronze, Gotta look at my colors. But won bronze. And I'm pretty sure in luge, that's been our first medal for quite a while in luge, in women's luge. That's good to break that record and finally get a medal in luge, even though it was a silver or bronze. But that's nice to break that record and finally get one. And ski jump. And last night we also had the quad god do his next routine, which he'll do another one on Friday. But in his team defense, he got a 106, I think, or whatever it was, one of the highest scores. And right now, the Team USA is in the lead in that, which is good. The quad god is only 21 years old, and it's looking really good in ice skating. I can't wait to see what the quad god can do on Friday. But he is looking really good to help Team USA get a gold medal in figure skating again. Let's hope we can do on Friday, but that'll be on Friday's Olympic slate. Right now, the medal tracker has Norway still in first place, Italy in first, and the United States has come back in the second. So they must get a lot of gold medals today because they only had 7 yesterday. A lot of medals today. They only had 7 yesterday, and they have 11 today. But tomorrow's video, we'll talk more about that in case if you want to watch it, so I don't spoil it for you, since it's on a time difference, and we always watch it all the nighttime anyway. But last night we watched the snowboarding and stuff. That was interesting. Can't wait to see what they do tonight. The skating was pretty good last night too. Like I said, the quad god's looking really good. So glad we're getting more medals and coming back into third place now and beating teams like Japan. Let's hope they get good medals tonight. Can't wait to see what medals they got tonight and whatever stuff they have tonight. Tomorrow, USA plays Latvia at 4 o'clock. I'll definitely be watching that game. It's our first United States hockey game of the Winter Olympics for men's. First group stage C. These group stage games matter, but they're not deadly. Like today, there was an upset where Sweden lost, I think. Which is an upset, but it's not a major upset because they still have plenty more games left before they get out of group stages right now. But the USA needs to beat Team Latvia tomorrow to get on the winning track. Next topic, Stashers, or Peach Fuzz Fan Club, is about NBA basketball and my picks. And yes, I know my Stashers and my Peach Fuzz Fan Club might not like my picks, but they're my picks, and they might be wrong. Like I got a couple wrong last night, which we'll go over in a minute. But thank you for watching all my stuff, you Peach Buzzers, you Stashers. I got the Celtics over the Boston Celtics over the Chicago Bulls tonight. Yes, I know the Chicago Bulls are up and coming and turn their roster around, but I think the Boston Celtics are too overpowered, and I think Jaylen Brown has a big night and Derek White had the big night for the Boston Celtics and they continue winning ways without Jason Tatum. I saw another day ago, but if it's true or not, but Jason Tatum is going to work out with the main Celtics. Hopefully he can come back this year. I got the Hawks over the Hornets. I got the Cavaliers over the Wizards because the Cavaliers are looking really good this year. And I think they can beat the Wizards because the Wizards are not that'll go. The Wizards suck. I got the Magic over the Bucks because the Bucks suck too. I got the Pacers beating the Brooklyn Nets. Even though the Pacers are not looking good, I think the Pacers have another big win tonight. I got the Sixers over the Knicks. I got the Pistons who are looking really good. The Pistons are looking like they could be the team to beat in the West. I think they're over the Raptors. I got the Rockets over the Clippers. I got the Timberwolves over the Trailblazers. I got the Heat over the Pelicans. I got the Thunder over the Suns. The Jazz over the Kings. The Nuggets over the Grizzlies. And the Spurs over the Warriors. I think Victor Alliambe does a bigger night tonight. Last night, Pitt lost to Duke, which is bad. Ooh, no. Pitt lost to Duke. But you see, FSU almost came back and won last night, which was quite impressive. But they lost still, but they almost had a score to win. So earlier this week, my friend Robbie called me the other day to talk about sports, and he said I haven't talked about golf. I guess there was a big thing that happened this week in golf where I saw a video of Jack Doherty, who's a famous YouTube streamer, he's an annoying little jerk kid, had somebody yell jackass and some golfer's back screen and made him mess up. That should not be allowed in golf. They should not have a loud disturbance in golf that annoys the golfer like he did. But we'll see what happens to that. But I think Jack Doherty should be banned from everything. I think Jack Doherty is just one annoying kid that got camera and somehow got famous. If that's true that he made him say that, I think that should not be allowed in golf. Because in golf, you have to have quiet to try to focus on your craft. But thank you for watching my video, you Stashers, or your Peach Fuzz Fan Club. This is one great video. If you have any comments, anything I can improve on, please leave them below. Thank you for watching my videos, you Stashers. This is Stache Club out. This is Stache Sports out. Thank you for watching my videos today.